So I've pretty much not slept in like 4 days. Yeah, because I'm actively falling asleep while shooting this video. Nothing crazy happened. Like, there's no like crazy story here, except I was casually browsing the internet when I found out that scientists have taken a small part of human brain, left it in a lab, and it grew eyes, and that's that's something to me. Like, we always have those weird thought experiments where people are like, haha, you're actually just your brain, so you're just sitting inside of your body. You're like, oh, your skeleton is wet. Like those things that people say. But now there's a brain that is just actively growing eyes because it is trying to stay competitive with the other human brains, which is actually just so human, by the way, because, like, of course, we're always trying to one up and compete with each other. Was it even a human brain? The thing I read said it was a human brain, but that seems weird to me. How would they have human brain? There we go. It wasn't the brain. That's how they got it. It was just neural tissues. It was the things that make up a brain. What does that mean for us? I don't know. Maybe the developers are working on some new playable characters. Or maybe we're gonna just start transferring our consciousness, because if we can just make a brain that grows eyes. It's not, like I said, it's not the craziest thing. I mean, with all the stuff that's happening in this world, people were finding like raspberries that have like teeth growing inside of them because the fruits are starting to fight back. But this got to me a little bit. And it's like, your brain doesn't really stop growing. People have growth spurts in their brain specifically. Guess you gotta fill out that whole skull or something so it doesn't jiggle around. I really don't know. Mainly, I just talk about like games and stuff. This is a weird one for me too. So let's find out some other things that are just really weird. Did you know that there is a company that will turn a deceased corpse into ocean reefs? So I guess some people find comfort and beauty in that, which is amazing, and I I don't want to ruin that for anybody. My whole thing is just, is if there weren't already enough corpses floating around in the oceans, some of them are actually plants, like they're supposed to be there. Maybe that makes it better, right? Because with the number of corpses that do float in the ocean that like are really, that's great. How about another one? Dolphins sleep with one eye open. That is a weird thing, but it is a fact. Although, I will say that that is something that I want to practice myself, because I feel like that's going to be necessary if I start to learn the things that I'm not supposed to know. Is there any forbidden knowledge out there? Like, you can't just Google forbidden knowledge, because then it wouldn't be forbidden. It would be so easily accessible. This is a book on 101 things of forbidden knowledge. That's a lot. That's a lot of forbidden knowledge, and you can buy it legally. So, is it really forbidden? If it's legal? So, so yeah, forbidden knowledge isn't something you can simply Google, because then it wouldn't be forbidden. Ruled that one out. Legally selling books containing forbidden knowledge seems sketchy to me. That book might be tricking us. Should I buy it? Probably not. But I also did run into this information that supposedly the hardest thing you can do is convince yourself that you don't care, because if you're trying to convince yourself of that, you're thinking about it, which increases your likelihood to start to develop a connection and care. So if you care, admit it, even if it's embarrassing. Let it out. Don't be ruled by your desire to not have any passions. You're doing great things. Stay strong. This is like a whole, like, I really didn't know what I wanted to talk about, right? And I'm like, well, there's like conspiracy theories, and I'm really interested in them, but I don't want to like delve into that, because then I'll be on a watch list if it's all real, or it's not real, which is fine because then I'm not on a watch list. But I'm just not sold on if I want to do that yet. But then I saw the brain thing, and I was like, I mean, I gotta tell someone, right? And here's how I'm doing that. It was, like I said, a really short video. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. I found out that the man who created the Rubik's Cube took a month to solve his own puzzle. Now, you can make puzzles that are hard to solve, so I'm not shaming him for that. It's just pretty crazy when there are people who can do it in seconds with like one hand behind their back and while throwing it in the air. So that man that man started a fad, and it's not like a not just like a phase sort of a thing. Like he started a whole subculture of people who like to do Rubik's cubes. So good for him. I solved a Rubik's cube once. It took me a long time, and there was a person telling me exactly how to do it the whole time that I from start to finish. But I solved it kind of. He solved it, but it was my hands and my eyes. You know what I haven't solved is how neural tissue grew eyes. That's creepy. What did it want to see? It's neural tissue sitting in a petri dish. There was nothing for it. But it was like, if I want to survive in here, I need some eyes, and so it grew them. If that thing like continues to thrive, and I hope it does, what sort of things will it do next? That's exciting. That is, I am done being afraid of that. That is exciting. Good for that little neural tissue. Does it have a name? It doesn't. They don't name the neural tissue. Okay. That's fine. I'm not going to publish this. Take care.